Habit 2. Begin with the end in mind. Quotes that stood out. If you participated seriously in this visualization experience, you touched for a moment some of your deep fundamental values. You established brief contact with your inner guidance system at the heart of your circle of influence. Although Habit 2 applies to many different circumstances and levels of life, the most fundamental application of begin with the end in mind is to begin today with the image, picture, or paradigm of the end of your life as your frame of reference or the criterion by which everything else is examined. Introduction. Habit 2 is based on two principles: leadership and management. Management is a bottom-line focus. How can I best accomplish a certain thing? Leadership deals with the top line. What are the things I want to accomplish? The most effective way to begin with Habit 2 is a personal mission statement. It focuses on what you want to do or be. Understand the end result. On the left side, we have a mental creation, which would be a mental path of where you would want to go to get to your goals. On the right side, we have a physical creation, more of a physical sense of what you have done. Overview. Habit 2 is important because it can be a support system for your goals. It is important to decide and create your own future rather than letting someone else do so. The path you choose will forever affect your life, so it is crucial to have as much say in it as you can. This would be a favorable time to evaluate the client's values and set boundaries/rules so this habit can meet its potential. Human service professionals can use this to clearly paint a picture of the client's path. Looking further into this topic, you can see the outcomes of different choices, positives or negative, aiding them to make the choice that is right for them. How to reach your goal. Create a personal mission statement to highlight what one wants to do or be. Make a list of where you would like to be in the next 5+ years. You can use Habit 2 to see your end goal. You will have a mental note of how you will get there and the necessary steps to ensure you reach your goal. Giving yourself a path to follow is beneficial because you can customize it and alter it if needed. Not everyone is on the same timeline. Setting strategic goals can be challenging. After all, real life doesn't always go as planned. Outside factors, lack of motivation, or miscommunication can shift your timeline or change your goals you've been working on. For example, Mary is 3 months sober and finally completed her rehab facility treatments to leave. She wants to get her life back on track, so she seeks a human service professional to aid her. Mary's mission statement: if I want a good life, I need to give myself a good life. The human service professional helped her create a plan to buy a car within 1 year and a house within 5 years. To get there, she needs to find a stable job and start saving. When she receives each check after paying bills, her necessities, and herself, which would be her savings, she will put the rest of the money into a car and home fund. After 1 year, she will buy a car with that money. After 5 years, she will use that money for a house down payment. Values and boundaries/rules. Learning what is or is not important to you will make this process easier. So will setting boundaries/rules. Educating the client on different boundaries and what they mean would allow them to know where they stand as a person in society. Some examples of values would be family, respecting yourself, and honesty. Setting boundaries/rules will make them feel more comfortable when making decisions. Some boundaries and rules would include a hard work ethic, not working around alcohol, saying no to toxic people, and continuing to go to AA meetings. For example, Mary made a list of her values so she can have something to hold on when things go rough. First on her list was family. She had a full support from her family during her trying times. Second was respecting herself. She wanted to be in the habit of self-love and treating her body like a temple. Last, she chose honesty. She spent a long time not being honest with herself, friends, and family, and she wanted to be a better person. Continued. Next, she made a list of boundaries/rules she could follow. First is having a hard work ethic. She never had a stable job, which allowed herself to be homeless and hungry. Since alcohol is her biggest trigger, she is choosing to not be around it, including working at a restaurant or stores that serve alcohol. She also made it a point to go to AA meetings consistently, even if she is not feeling the need to drink. Lastly, she cut off all communication with people from her old life to ensure that she would not be tempted and relapse. Use to view consequences. Human service professionals can use Habit 2 to encourage the client to look ahead at the positive and negative consequences of their actions and can create a mental picture and show feelings to allow them to make the choice that is best for them. This can help them avoid making poor choices and avoid risking them setback. For example, all of Mary's friends are going to a concert where the tickets are expensive. She wants to go since she's been working so much. However, she cannot afford them unless she takes money out of her car/home fund. She talks to her human service professional before making a decision. She is able to look into the future and feel the regret of spending the money instead of buying a car or a home. Mary was able to avoid a bad choice and keep herself on the path to her goals. Why is this important? Habit 2 is important because you now have the tools to create your own path in life. You can mentally envision what your life can be, how to achieve those goals, and help rationalize decisions. This is allowing you to maximize your life goals and be the best version of yourself. Addressing diversity. As a human service professional, I would not limit my accommodations for people who would need that to feel comfortable. I would address multicultural diversity, race, ethnicity, gender, disability, ability, socioeconomic status, sexual orientation, marital status, religious preference, culture, geographic location, and or age by nipping any negative notations or issues as it arises so no one is being offended. Prior to the session, I would like to educate myself on the type of people or person who would be in the session so I can properly address them. As a warm-up exercise, I would like to ask their name or what they prefer to be called, along with their pronouns. I want to make everyone feel acknowledged and appreciated for making the commitment of group therapy. In conclusion, Habit 2 can be crucial to human service workers. They can use it in order to help their clients reach or exceed their goals. It can be a challenge to create a path for oneself and have life factors change the timelines of your goals. Setting values and boundaries/rules in the early parts of Habit 2 in the Habit 2 process is a key because it can give someone a sense of self-worth and aid them in prioritizing what's important. The path to the desired goals would be filled with choices that have positive and negative impacts on your life, and more important, to your goals. And these are my references.